I've been asked to just give a quick demo, and I'll try and be quick, of some of the things that I use my iPhone for. Other smartphones are available on a daily basis. So here's my iPhone, and this is one of the new ones. If anyone was here last year, you'll have seen me demonstrating with an iPhone last year, but I've got a new one now that I can talk to, as well as it talking back to me. So you can say things like, hello.
Siri says hi back.
Siri says hi back. Let me plug in the... Hang on a second. How are you today?
Finer than frog hair, Robin.
Finer than frog hair. There are quite a few stock responses to things like that, but there is genuine intelligence in here as well. I've never heard say one quite say the same as that. Anyway, so it's going to be a laugh a minute, I tell you guys. So I thought I'd give you a demonstration of the sort of things that I use my phone for, literally on a daily basis. I actually look back to, or think back to, May last year when I first got an iPhone, and I literally don't know how I operated before I had this sort of power in my pocket that is truly accessible and truly intelligent, and hopefully you'll get a flavour of that today. So, for example, I come to London a lot for meetings, and I tend to cab it a lot because the underground is quite challenging and guide dogs aren't allowed to go on escalators. So I go to meetings, and whereas before I used to take a laptop, now I just take my phone and perhaps a Bluetooth keyboard, which we'll have a look at in a moment. But when I cab it, I have some cash ready for the taxi man, and it's really useful to be able to know what I'm handing over. So let me give you a quick demo of an app here. Actually, I might need to...
Also wrong. 122. Unlock. Take education folder. 10 apps. Drop box.
Let's go into...
Passenger. Note. ATM radar. Settings. Money reader.
Money reader. Okay, so I've got some money here. So let me slow the speech down for you.
Language. Speech rate.
Speech rate.
80%, 60%, 55%, 50%, 45%.
Is that about right? Okay. So I've got here, what I'm hoping is a 20 and a 10. Let's have a look. So whereas last year when I demonstrated an app where you had to take a photograph of something and it would do image recognition, we've moved on. Now you don't even have to take the photo, you can just wave it over the note, he says. Famous last word. £10? Yeah? Okay, let's put that on there. I'll have that back later. Okay. Now I'm hoping this one's a 20 then, let's see.
£5.
Oh no. How am I going to get home? Okay, let's worry about that later. Okay, so I'm going to my meeting. And I'm in the meeting, I'm having a chat with the client, and we're talking about consultancy, etc. And so, whereas before I would have used the laptop, now when I'm taking notes, I would either use the on-screen keyboard on the phone, or I would use a Bluetooth keyboard, and I just have the phone in my pocket and maybe have my earbuds in. They know I'm listening to what's going on. So let's just go to the Notes app.
ATM radar. Settings. Notes.
Go into Notes here.
Notes.
And pretend I'm popping it in my pocket, but I've not got enough cable, so I just pop it down there. So let's see, I can just...
Numbers before gallons.
Here's my...
Notes. Numbers before gallons.
So I'm just using a normal Bluetooth keyboard here.
Add.
So let's click on the Add button.
Note. Text field.
And let's just start typing scope. Agreed. At. Accessibility. Review of mobile app and helper website. And then I can just
scope agreed and accept done.
Click the done button. So hopefully you can hear that. So now that note, because of lovely iCloud that syncs all the data across all my devices, that note's now on all my devices as well. So it will be on my laptop, it will be on my iPad as well. So, but if in meetings, if it was kind of the done thing to be able to sort of murmur your notes and dictate your notes while you're actually in the meeting with a client, which I don't really do myself, but you could equally just tell Siri to take a note for you. So, note, budget agreed for $5,000 plus tax.
You said, notes budget agreed for $5,000 plus tax. Here are all your notes.
and it's told me what my notes are. So that's added it as a note, and that will be on all my other devices as well. Now what about if I wanted to know what $5,000 was in UK pounds, for example? What's $5,000 in pounds? This is the sort of thing that would take me whole minutes
You
to
say,
do.
what's $5,000 in pounds? Let me check that for you. Okay, here you go. Input interpretation. Convert $5,000 US dollars to British pounds. Result, £3,183. British pounds.
And that's today's price, 3183. It goes on to give you highs and lows if you're interested.
Exchange history for $5,000.
Exchange history, I'm not doing. Okay, so 3183. So what about if I wanted to add on tax to that VAT? Multiply 3183 by 1.2.
You said, multiply 318 3x 1.2. This might answer your question. This might answer your question. Input, 380, 1.2. Result, $1,144.
So it did actually get it right, but it was a slightly strange way that it said it, but that was the right answer. So that's the sort of thing I would do in my meeting. And now I've finished my meeting, and let's see what other meetings I've got on this afternoon. Where's my meeting this afternoon?
You said, where is my meeting this afternoon? It's at the top of the BT Tower.
Okay, it's at the top of BT Tower. Well, I haven't got any money to get there, so I might have to walk, or I could try and find an ATM. So I've got an app for finding an ATM. Let's have a look. Are you going to come up for me?
Today, the 7th of March, 1:24 p.m.
Okay, let's have a look.
Ask note, money reader, ATM radar.
ATM radar, it's called. Are you going to open?
Map. In progress.
In progress. So it's looking for ATMs around here. It makes me smile because, you know, a lot of ATMs come in pairs or threes. It lists every one. So it says, you know, HSBC 1,092 metres, HSBC 1,094 metres. Let's see if you've got any of those.
Map. National Westminster Bank/NatWest. Distance, 307 metres.
So there's one that's 307 metres away.
National Westminster Bank/NatWest. Distance, 302 metres.
302 metres. Okay, brilliant. So I can tap on that, and I could use Google Maps, and I can actually get voiced step-by-step instructions to get to that. Now, the reason why I chose this one called ATM Radar is because I was hopeful that it would have this wonderful feature that a lot of VI navigation apps have, which is when you move your phone around like this, because obviously it's got a compass inside, it will give you the kind of Star Trek sort of tricorder thing to point you in the right direction, because that's exactly what you need when you're walking along a street. As you get closer to the ATM, you want it to be able to actually identify it for you. So, but it doesn't do that, despite its name. So I'm going to contact the developer, and just as Nigel was saying before, you know, we should be in communication with these people, we should be encouraging people, we should be passing them the One Voice report on how to create accessible websites, mobile apps, and I'm going to ask him to add in that feature. So watch this space. So I'm walking along because I haven't found my ATM, and I'm wondering if it's going to rain, and this is quite topical. So let's ask if I need to have an umbrella.
Listen.
Will I need an umbrella this afternoon?
You said, will I need an umbrella this afternoon? It sure looks like rain this afternoon. Conditions for London.
And that's why Tembi and I are both looking particularly scruffy, because we did get really wet on the way here, so he's looking particularly unkempt this morning. So great, so yeah, I do need an umbrella, and I'm walking along to the BT Tower, and I'm actually wondering how tall the BT Tower is anyway, not having ever seen it, or when I did have vision I didn't think to look at a picture of it, so let's see. How tall is the BT Tower?
You said, how tall is the BT Tower? Checking my sources. How about a web search for how tall is the BT?
No, because it didn't get tower. Let's try that one more time. How tall is the BT Tower?
You said, how tall is the BT Tower? I'm next.
It has worked every other time. Buy one of these and try it for yourself. I'm not going to try it a third time. It's twice this, you must do enough. So, great. So yeah, 600 and something feet, I think. So last year, you'll have, if people that were here will remember that I dictated a tweet to say that I was at the top of the BT Tower, etc. And I'm going to do that again, but you know, things have moved on, so I don't even have to go into this dictation app called Drag and Dictate and dictate the text and then go to the tweet button. Again, I can just ask Siri to do that, so let's just do that. Tell Twitter I'm speaking at the top of the BT Tower. T4, no space, G, no space, awards. Hashtags are quite difficult. You have to
tell Twitter I'm speaking at the top of BT Town number T4 Gallows. Here's your message to Twitter. To Twitter. Message. I'm speaking at the top of BT Town.
So, there you go. Send. So if anyone's following that hashtag, hopefully you'll see that coming up soon-ish. So, just to sum up then really, I just wanted to give you a flavour. I mean, all of these things I could have done this time last year, but it would have taken so much longer. I would have had to go into each of the individual apps and search that information, for example. It's not perfect, as you've seen, and I was a bit trepidous about today actually because a certain organisation is announcing a new iPad today. So I thought that Siri might be being particularly heavily used by people that were thinking and loving Apple today. So, but you know, it's worked more or less. So the technology is absolutely flabbergasting, and I am the person who is so enamoured by it and so benefiting from it on a daily basis, as you can probably gather, that the main thrust of what these awards are is to try and convey that passion and the empowering nature that this technology has for people like myself and so many other people in the UK and across the world. Thank you.